painted the roof outside like I had mentioned. It's been 12 hours. It's already dirty. There's a spider on the roof. There's a leaf on the roof. And it's gonna rain. Okay, so I have the Jeep in the garage. I just wiped it down with some Windex because it's alcohol based, so that does a good job at cleaning and it also dries really quick. I have to mask everything, every little bit of the windows. I'm gonna clean off the roof and do the roof again later. And I should be able to be good to go after that. Okay, so it's friggin' hot, and I am super happy with this color choice. It is a little spotty here and there, but I'm just gonna wind up going over it again anyway. So let's try to focus here. There we go. I'm just gonna wind up going over some of it anyway. It is a little spotty, but the color choice I think is very, very nice. The roof is gonna be black, so I tried to mask that the best I could, but I have to redo it anyway. So it's no big deal if we get some overspray on it. This is turning out to be very, very nice. I just still have to do this side. This side is still blue. So this should be basically dry. I do have one run to correct. Let's see. It's pretty aggressive. There it is. You can see it. So I've never corrected a run before, and this is going to be the first time I ever do it. So I'm going to use 400 grit and 800 grit paper and wet sand it, and then I'm just going to spray it over. I need to get this thing done. Again, I ran into another problem. This is day 3. So I did the roof again. I can't really show you because of the lighting in the garage, but the roof was done again, and it ruined the hood. I'll see if I can show you. After I had cleaned the roof to repaint it, I rested the rag on the hood, and the overspray was so intense that when I removed the rag, you can see the spot here. So now I'm going to cover up this roof with some plastic and just redo this hood, and I got to correct that little wrinkle spot over here. It's also in a couple of other spots, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask off this roof again. I'm just going to lay a big sheet of plastic over it to make sure that I have absolutely no overspray, because man, has this been taking forever. So I'm going to do that, and I will turn the camera on when I'm done. Other than that, this shit has been horrible. This has been drying for about 6 hours. Nah, 4 hours. Anyway, it's dry. I mean, I touched it. I messed with it. So this is what happened when I started sanding. It just, I mean, I didn't even sand over here, and it started, the paint is like wrinkling. Obviously, it's very easily visible there. And like up here, and there, up there, I just tried to recoat the entire panel. I don't know exactly why that would be. So I'm going to wait till tomorrow and really make sure it's dry. Okay, so another fucking error every 10 minutes. The hood was redone. The trunk I was going to show, but I didn't. Had a problem. Apparently it wasn't dry, but I mean I could touch it right, like I could touch the bottom of the trunk and rub my finger on it, and the paint's not going to come off. So when I redid the roof yesterday, I had draped all the brown paper. I had draped over the trunk so that it wouldn't get on the trunk. And when I moved the paper today to put back on the roof so I can cover the roof to redo the hood and stuff without getting overspray anywhere, the paper was stuck to the paint. But that stuff had been drying for over 14 hours, and I guess you should wait 24 or 48. I don't know. Anyway, this here was sanded and cleaned and prepped again, this little area here, but it doesn't matter, and it's just wrinkling anyway. So I'm probably going to wind up sanding down the whole panel and getting another can of paint and just redoing this panel. I don't know what else the problem might be. So that's how that has to happen, I guess. There are so many things to say before you start doing any of this. I have been doing this for 3 days now. Make sure everything is 100% masked. Even if you think that overspray won't hit it, cover it. Cover all of it. Everything needs to be covered. Wear a mask. I only have a shirt, but get some masks because this gives you a headache and it stinks really bad. The overspray, again, is nuts. It's massive. So everything that you want to cover, cover. Another thing is that when the stuff is drying, you wait 48 hours. You might even be able to wait 24 hours, but I'm just going to be cautious and tell you to wait 48 hours before you recoat anything. I now have to sand down one of the entire panels to redo it to make sure that it's right. So this product cannot go over itself without it being like, I shouldn't say cured, but it needs to be 100% dry. Obviously, that's common sense, but I had an issue where I had sanded it and it was dry. I was able to knock on it. I was able to rub my hand on it. Nothing came off. I wet sanded a run that I had, and when I coated it again, it just cracked and wrinkled, I guess, because there's a bonding issue because the product isn't fully dry. So that's what I would do. That's what I would recommend. So just be very, very careful. You have to have an immense amount of patience. And again, everything, mask everything to the best of your ability if you want to get the best result. What I would tell you is if you have a run in your paint and it's not going to bother you, leave it. Because it just, for me anyway, it just caused me a headache. So that's it. Just be extremely cautious of what you're doing.